So, today I'm going to start with a poem named The Dust of Snow, written by Robert Frost. Robert Frost is a renowned poet who tries to change people's mind through his numerous work of poetry. The Dust of Snow is an awful poem by nature, basically, written by Robert Frost. In this poem, a symbolic incident is present. The poem is a simple and a short poem, yet with a very deeper and a larger meaning. In this poem, a symbolic incident is present. The poet is standing under a hemlock tree. He is in a very sad mood. He thinks that his day has been lost. Then a crow shakes the hemlock tree and the dust of snow falls on him. This little incident brings about a sudden change in the state of mind. His mood has changed. He thinks that it has saved the rest of his day and gets busy with his work like a crow. So, first let's read the whole poem. The way a crow shook down on me, the dust of snow from a hemlock tree, has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I rued. So the rhyming scheme that has been used in this poem is A B A B C D C D. And first before explaining the poem, I'm going to tell you what literary devices are being used here. So in the first paragraph we can see inversion. What is inversion? When the structure of a sentence is changed by the poet to create rhyme. तो कोई sentence का structure change कर देना जिससे कि वो rhyming बन जाए. This has been seen in the first paragraph. The way a crow shook down on me, the dust of snow from a hemlock tree. Okay, so to make it more poetic, to make it more rhyming. Okay, and then in the second paragraph we can see has given my heart. So has and heart, and saved some part. Saved and some. Alliteration has been used here. What is alliteration? The occurrence of the same letter or sound at the beginning of adjacent closely connected word. So जो बिगिनिंग वर्ड है और जो उसका क्लोजिंग वर्ड है लाइन का, वो सेम है. सेम मतलब या तो वो सेम हो या फिर उसका जो लेटर है या फिर जो साउंड है वो सेम हो. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, हैज़ गिवन माई हार्ट. सो हैज़ एंड हार्ट, एंड सेव्ड सम पार्ट. सेव्ड एंड सम. ओके, so let's start with the explanation. So the first paragraph, the way a crow shook down on me, the dust of snow from a hemlock tree. Shook means shake, and hemlock is a very poisonous tree with small white flowers. So it was a day of winter. It was snowing all around and a fine dust of snow had covered the top of the trees. A hemlock tree was standing there. The top of the hemlock tree was all covered with the fine dust of snow. And the poet is set in a scene where the poet is in a very bad mood and is walking by the tree, basically a hemlock tree. Okay, so as I have told you, hemlock tree is a poisonous tree, and as he passes by, the crow happens to throw some snow dust on him. Whether it fall on his head or shoulders, it is unknown, as there is no specific mention in the poet. Also, the readers are left in a doubt about the bird's specific action, whether the crow has landing, shivering with cold, or readjusting itself on the branch, or taking off snow upon the author. So जो यहाँ पे जो रीडर्स हैं, दे आर लेफ्ट इन अ डाउट कि यहाँ पे जो स्नोफॉल जो करी है क्रो ने, वो उस नरेटर के हैंड में करी है कि शोल्डर पे करी है, दैट इज़ बीइंग अननोन, क्योंकि यहाँ पे कुछ ऐसा कुछ स्पेसिफिक मेंशन ही नहीं है पूरी पोएम में. और जो स्पेसिफिक एक्शन जो बर्ड कर रही है दैट इज़ ऑल्सो अननोन, कि क्या वो लैंड कर रही है कहीं से, एयर से लैंड कर रही है किसी ब्रांच पर, कि शिवर कर रही है कोल्ड से, शिवर मीन्स कपकपा रही है कोल्ड से, या फिर अपने आप को ही रीएडजस्ट कर रही है. तो this is unknown in this poem. So here the two agents of nature, the hemlock tree and a crow, are signifiers of sadness and gloom, just like the poet's mood was in the opening scene. So the poet's mood is sad, and ऐसा माना जाता है कि जो ये नेचर के एजेंट्स हैं हेमलॉक एंड क्रो, दे ऑल्सो सिग्निफाइज gloominess, sadness, just like the poet's mood in the opening scene. Okay, so there is nothing great about this incident. This is a very general, very ordinary happening. But on the other hand, the crow stands for an ill omen. Ill omen means बुरी बलाओं के लिए, बुरी चीज़ के लिए. हमेशा जो क्रो होता है वो रिलेटेड होता है बुरी चीज़ों के लिए, नेगेटिव चीज़ों के लिए. एंड हेमलॉक ट्री इज़ एसोसिएटेड विथ पॉइजन हेयर. But these seemingly simple things of nature leave a very dark impact on the mind and the mood of the poet. Okay, so let's read the next paragraph. Has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of the day I had rued. Rued means held in regret. So for some reason, some unknown reason, the author was having a terrible day, but the falling of snow on his head lifted his mood instantly. जैसे ही स्नो उसके ऊपर गिरी, जैसे ही क्रो ने स्नो गिराई उस पर, उसका मूड इंस्टेंटली, तुरंत ही बहुत अच्छा हो गया. He had already spent his whole day in a bad mood, but the rest of it was saved by the crow and hemlock tree. Generally, hemlock tree and crow are used for negative references, but the poet used them beautifully to portray that an inauspicious thing can bring joy and happiness too. One must not take things for granted and should be open and accept whichever way the nature chooses to bless you. So what he's trying to say here, that जो हेमलॉक ट्री है और जो क्रो है वो हमेशा इनऑस्पिशियस माना जाता है, हमेशा नेगेटिव थिंग्स के लिए यूज़ हुआ जाता है. तो here the message that the poet wants to give us is this, that even the inauspicious, even the negative things can bring joy and happiness to us, and हमें कभी भी कोई भी चीज़ for granted नहीं लेनी चाहिए, and we should always accept whichever way the nature chooses to bless us. So if I talk about the change in the mood of the poet, so this ordinary incident leaves a very deep impact on the poet. So far as it has been a very dull and a disappointing day for the poet, the day has not gone well for him, but the falling of the flakes and the dust of snow on him are welcome signs for the poet. His mood changes for a better and his spirits are lifted. Now he realizes that the whole day has not gone waste. Those moments while he is enjoying the fall of snow dust on him as his happy moments. So he considered the falling of snow, the falling of dust on him as a happy moments. Though crow and hemlock tree is inauspicious, though they are always associated with negative things, but he called it as a happy moment. They lift up his mood and gladden his heart. Now he realizes that at least some part of the day has been spent happily. In the end, satisfaction replaces regret. So पहले जब स्टार्टिंग जो थी पोएम की, वहाँ हम देख रहे थे कि जो poet है, he is regretting that the whole day has been wasted, but in the end of the poem we can see that this regret has replaced the satisfaction. Why satisfaction? Because those moments, while he was enjoying these moments, he considered them as a happy moment, that something got happened, his mood changes for better and his spirits got lifted. Okay, and the last line, that and save some part of a day I had rued. Rued, it means held in regret. So he held the whole day in regret that he had done nothing, and his mood was also very dull, it was very sad, but now it has been replaced by a sense of satisfaction, a sense of spirit being lifted here. Okay, so the central idea of this poem is that those little moments, like the falling of the snow dust, can affect the people's mind, can affect the whole day, and those moments can bring a change in the mood and gladden and uplift the spirits. So one must not take things for granted and should be open and to accept whichever way the nature chooses us to bless us. Okay, so now we come to the end of the explanation of this poem. I want you to go through the poem once and just learn the word meanings, difficult words, etc. Thank you so much.